Close your eyes, still your thoughts, and breathe in this moment. There is nothing to chase, nothing to wait for. What you are seeking is already here. Just listen once and let the truth awaken inside you. You are not here by accident. You are hearing this because your inner world is ready to shift. You've long believed the miracle is somewhere out there, in some distant future, behind some locked door. But now you are beginning to understand the miracle has always been within. The winning lottery energy is not a fantasy, not a dream, and not a random chance. It is a frequency, a vibration, and right now it is knocking at the door of your awareness. You have imagined it, felt it, dreamed of it, and that was not in vain. Because to imagine is to create, and what you consistently feel as true must become your experience. Ask yourself, what does it feel like to already hold the winning ticket? To walk into the store not with hope, but with knowing, not with doubt, but with divine certainty. Feel the sensation, that quiet confidence, that surge of gratitude that rises before the numbers are even drawn. You are not waiting on a result. You are becoming the one who already received. This is not about luck. This is about alignment. You are aligning now with wealth, with certainty, with the version of you who no longer hopes for a breakthrough, but lives in the middle of one. Feel it now, the shift from wanting to being, from chasing to receiving, from wishing to knowing. Let it be done in you now. The energy is here. Just listen once, and your inner world will remember who you really are. You are the one who wins. Not because you tried harder, but because you believed deeper. You accepted it as finished before it appeared. And now watch. As it appears, what you desire is not far from you. In fact, it has never been apart from you. The wealth, the abundance, the winning lottery ticket. It is not a distant possibility. It exists now, not in the physical sense where the world can see it, but in the unseen, in the invisible realm of creation. And that realm is far more real than anything you can touch or see. You see, all things are first imagined, first held in the invisible, before they ever appear in your hands. This is the ancient truth. Everything already exists, and your only task is to accept that it is already yours. You have been taught to chase, to struggle, to earn. You have been conditioned to believe that success comes through effort, through competition, through luck. But the true winners, the silent manifestors, they don't chase. They know, they understand that creation is finished, that the version of you who already holds the winning ticket is not an idea, it is real, it is alive, and it is waiting for you to claim it. To the outside world, this may look like delusion, but to the inner world, it is power. When you hold the image of victory in your heart and live from that image, not toward it, you are no longer trying to make it happen. You are allowing it to be revealed. The winning energy is not something you work for. It's not a reward for effort. It is the reflection of belief. Everything begins within. And what you believe to be true within you with feeling must manifest itself in your world. The numbers, the moment, the winning, it's already written. But unless you align yourself with the feeling of already having it, you walk past it every time. Think of it like a radio. All stations already exist. The music is already playing, but you can't hear it until you tune your frequency to the right channel. You don't create the station, you simply match it. So it is with wealth, with miracles, with lottery energy. You do not create it, you tune to it. And how do you tune to it? Not by force, not by wishing, but by entering the state of having, by resting in the feeling that it is done, that it has already happened, that you are the one who holds the ticket, who walks in the calm certainty of fulfilled desire. Feel it now, not someday, now. Imagine the emotion of checking the numbers and realizing they match. Feel the stillness, the rush, the disbelief that slowly becomes certainty. And then feel the wave of peace, that quiet voice that says, "Of course, I knew this. I felt this before it came." You must stop telling the story of lack. Stop looking at the evidence of the outer world and calling it truth. The outer world is always behind. It is the echo of what you once believed. And now, in this very moment, you can change the cause. You can change your inner conversation. You can whisper to yourself with absolute trust, "It is already mine. I'm not waiting." The more you dwell in the invisible, the faster the visible conforms. The more you embody the energy of winning, the more your life becomes a match to that frequency. It is not complicated. It is not a trick. It is the truth. Everything is already here. Every possible outcome exists, but only one becomes visible to you, the one you believe in with feeling. So stop chasing what is already yours. Step into the invisible and claim it. Not tomorrow, not when the numbers are drawn, but now, in this breath. And in doing so, you will witness what the world calls miracles, but what you will know as your natural inheritance. You don't win anything by mere effort. You win through awareness, through the inner act of possession before it ever touches your hands. The world tells you to try harder, to work more, to struggle for what you want, but the law of creation whispers a different truth. All things begin in the unseen, and the gateway to that unseen reality is imagination. Imagination is not a tool for escape. It is the workshop of creation. When you imagine with feeling, you are not pretending. You are participating in a reality that already exists. Every lottery ticket that has ever won, every moment of breakthrough and sudden wealth, began first in the mind. It was felt before it was seen. It was possessed inwardly before it was counted outwardly. You must understand that imagination is not weak. It is not fantasy. It is divine. It is the very essence of how things come into being. And when you use it consciously, deliberately, with faith and feeling, you take possession of that which others only dream of. If you desire to win, don't ask how. Don't look for signs in the outer world. Go within, close your eyes, and create the scene. The moment you hold the ticket in your hand, the sound of your breath as you realize the numbers match, the surge of energy that flows through your body. Don't wait for the experience to come to you. Become it. You must feel the emotion now, not later. If you wait for the win to feel victorious, you will never win. But if you feel the victory before the win, it must come. This is the sacred reversal. The world says, "When I get it, I will feel it." But the law is, "When I feel it, I will get it." So sit quietly daily and occupy the end. Live in the conclusion. Don't rehearse the journey. Be there now. Your imagination is the evidence of unseen reality. What you see inwardly with full belief is more real than what your five senses report. That imagined experience imprints itself upon your subconscious, and from that imprint your reality is formed. Every detail you feel with clarity becomes a seed. And just as a seed knows how to become a tree, your inner assumption knows how to manifest into fact. You don't need to beg. You don't need to hope. You simply need to accept. the moment you fully accept the inner vision as true, not as a wish, but as a fact, the outer world begins to rearrange itself. You may not know how, you may not see the steps, but the result is certain. This is why some win without effort, why some receive what others work years to achieve, because the winners understood. What you claim in consciousness becomes yours. They saw it in their mind. They felt it, lived it, and owned it, long before the world ever knew. So I ask you, how real is your inner world? Do you spend more time imagining what you want or fearing what might not come? Are you rehearsing lack or rehearsing abundance? Because your imagination is always working. You are always imagining something, if not consciously, then unconsciously. So why not make it sacred? Why not make it powerful? Sit tonight and imagine, not as a child playing pretend, but as a creator commanding. Say within yourself, this is my moment. I have already won. I feel it. I receive it. And don't try to make it happen. Allow it to unfold. Let the feeling grow and the details form. See the smiles, hear the sounds, taste the relief. Make it so real inwardly that when it happens outwardly, it feels like memory. This is not luck. This is not chance. This is law. Imagination is the key to possession. What you feel inside, you hold outside. So go within, claim it, live it, and watch as the world reflects back the truth you already knew. Right now, in this very moment, you hold the power to change everything. Not tomorrow, not after you see a sign, not when the conditions are perfect, but now. This instant is the doorway through which all things are received, because creation happens only in the now. The power is not in waiting, the power is in assuming. Assuming not as wishful thinking, but as a quiet inner knowing that what you desire is already yours. You don't have to figure out the path, the timing, or the how. That is not your task. Your task is to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, to accept right here and now that you are already the person who has received the winning numbers. Not hoping for it, not wondering if it's possible, but assuming with full confidence that it is done. There is a vast difference between wanting and assuming. Wanting says, I don't have it yet. Assuming says, it is already mine. And the moment you shift from desire to assumption, you move into the frequency where all things manifest. This shift isn't something dramatic. It is quiet, subtle, and deeply powerful. It is the decision to no longer wait, but to be. So how do you assume? Begin by choosing your state. Decide, I am the one who has already won. Then embody that feeling. How does that version of you walk, breathe, think, and feel? What does your day look like now that it is done? When you rise from your bed in the morning, do you still carry anxiety or do you carry quiet joy? Are you still waiting for a miracle or are you living in the aftermath of receiving it? The present assumption is not just a mental exercise. It is a complete inner shift of identity. You are no longer the seeker. You are the one who has found. And when you maintain this inner stance with sincerity and repetition, your outer world cannot resist the change. It must reflect what you consistently assume to be true. Your subconscious mind is always listening. It doesn't respond to your words. It responds to your beliefs, your assumptions, your inner convictions. And when you consistently dwell in the feeling that it is done, the subconscious accepts this as your reality, and reality bends to fulfill it. This is not a technique for the impatient. It is a way of being for the spiritually disciplined. It requires you to let go of the need to check, to search, to wait. It requires you to fall in love with the state of already having, Because from this state you are no longer asking, you are receiving. You are no longer hoping, you are resting. Can you right now assume that the numbers have been drawn and your name is already attached to them? Can you feel that relief, that disbelief turning into joyful certainty, that shift from longing to gratitude? Feel it now, claim it now. Don't let your mind drift into someday. Stay in the now, because the now is the only place manifestation happens. The past is memory, the future is imagination, but the now is creation. You don't have to do anything more than this. Assume it's done. Let that assumption sink deeply into your being. Don't argue with it. Don't contradict it with worry. Just dwell in it. Rest in it. Revisit it often until it becomes your natural way of thinking. And when doubt arises, and it will, return to your assumption. Say silently, "It is already done. I am the one who has received." Not because you saw proof, but because you chose the state and remained in it. This is the true act of faith, not waiting for the world to change, but changing yourself inwardly and knowing the world must follow. So assume now, right now, not when things look right, not when signs appear. Assume now, because in the now all power resides. And when you do, you'll realize you were never waiting for the win. The win was waiting for you to become the one who already has it. Emotion is not something secondary. It is not something that just reacts to what happens around you. Emotion is the cause, the hidden architect of your life. It is the signal you send out into the invisible field of creation, and that field does not respond to what you say or even what you think. It responds to how you feel. Your emotional state is a magnet calling into your life every person, event, and opportunity that matches it. And when you understand this, you no longer try to make things happen, you learn to feel them into existence. Everything you desire, the wealth, the winning numbers, the breakthroughs, they are all on a specific frequency. That frequency is not mental, it's emotional. You can repeat affirmations 1,000 times a day, but if your emotional core is filled with doubt, fear, or desperation, you're repelling the very thing you think you're calling in. It's not about words, it's about vibration. And your vibration is dictated by your dominant emotional state. Now consider this. What is the emotion of already having what you want? What does it feel like to hold that winning ticket in your hand? Not in theory, but truly, deeply. How does it feel in your chest, in your breath, in your being? That is the emotion you must cultivate now. Because when you feel it, now, before anything has changed, you become a vibrational match to it. And once that alignment happens, the outer world must rearrange itself to meet your inner world. Joy, certainty, calm expectancy, these are not just pleasant states of being. They are powerful forces. Joy is an open door. Certainty is a bridge. Calm expectancy is the signal that says, I trust that it's already mine. These emotions do not come after the manifestation. They precede it. They create it. This is why people who relax and surrender often receive more than those who strive and chase. Because striving says, I don't have it yet. But relaxing says, it's already unfolding for me. And the universe always listens to your feeling more than your effort. You are magnetic when you are at peace. You are magnetic when you are grateful before anything appears. You are magnetic when your joy isn't based on conditions, but on truth. The truth that what you desire is already yours in the unseen. So if you find yourself anxious, pushing, trying too hard, trying to make something happen, pause. Return to your emotional center. Ask yourself, what would I feel if it were already done? And then feel it now, even for a few moments. Let that emotion become your atmosphere. You don't have to force anything. In fact, force pushes away what surrender draws in. Let go of the idea that you must earn your miracle. You are not trying to get something, you are learning to receive it. And the way to receive is through your emotional frequency. Every emotion is a magnet. Worry attracts more reasons to worry. Gratitude attracts more things to be grateful for. Fear multiplies lack. Confidence multiplies provision. You are always calling something into your life, and what you call is in direct alignment with how you feel most of the time. So practice emotional alignment. Don't just visualize, emotionalize. Don't just think, feel. Make your emotional world so vivid, so rich, so real that your outer world has no choice but to catch up. The calm, joyful version of you already exists. Tune into them, become them. Feel their peace, their ease, their effortless knowing. The more relaxed you are, the more magnetic you become. Not because you're doing less, but because you've entered the highest state of creation, trust. And in that trust, your desires no longer feel far away. They feel present. They feel near. They feel done. And so they are. Truth, when heard once, can awaken something deep within you. But it is not the first hearing that transforms you, it is the repetition. Hearing truth repeatedly, allowing it to echo within your mind and heart is what builds a new belief. And belief is the foundation of all creation. What you believe, you become. What you repeat, you embody. Repetition is not mindless. It is the sacred act of imprinting. The world has spent years programming your mind with limitation, doubt, and fear. From childhood, you've heard stories of lack, of struggle, or how hard it is to succeed. You didn't choose those beliefs. They were passed down, spoken into your ears over and over until they became familiar. And because they became familiar, they became accepted. That's the power of repetition. It teaches your subconscious what to accept as reality. But here's the good news. The same process that shaped those limiting beliefs can also break them. You don't need to fight them, you only need to replace them through repetition of a new truth, a higher truth, the truth of your power, your worthiness, your ability to receive miracles effortlessly. And the more you hear that truth, the more your subconscious begins to rewire itself. Your subconscious mind is like fertile soil. Whatever you plant there will grow, but it does not respond to the occasional seed. It responds to repeated planting, repeated watering, repeated exposure to the same nourishing thought. When you listen again and again to the voice of victory, the voice that says, I am already the one who has won, I am already blessed, it is already done, you begin to believe it, not just in your mind, but in your being. It is not enough to think a new thought once. You must return to it daily. Speak it, listen to it, feel it. Let it become your atmosphere, and in time that thought, that victorious idea will no longer feel foreign. It will feel natural. You won't be affirming it anymore. You'll be living it. Consider how beliefs are formed. A child who is told you are loved every single day grows up feeling secure, confident, whole. Not because of a one-time statement, but because of repeated truth. The same is true for you. You must become your own source of truth. You must become the voice that speaks love, power, and success into your own mind. Over and over. If your current beliefs are producing struggle, shift them. And to shift them, don't try to argue with the old, just repeat the new. Repetition builds belief, and belief creates experience. If you repeat the thought, I always win, money flows to me easily, I am in the right place at the right time, you begin to embody that reality, slowly at first, but then suddenly, because the bridge to belief is being built. Listening is powerful. Listening with your heart is transformational. Listen to words of truth, not just once, but until they replace the old stories you no longer want. Let those words play as you sleep. Let them fill the background of your day. Let them become louder than the noise of the world. And soon you'll notice your feelings begin to change. Your confidence grows. Your faith begins unshakable. Repetition is not desperation, it is devotion. It is your way of saying to the universe, this is the truth I choose now. This is the identity I walk in. This is the life I am allowing. You are not begging for a new life. You are retraining your mind to accept what has always been yours. So listen again and again. Not because you don't believe it, but because with each repetition, the belief becomes stronger, deeper, unshakable, until one day you no longer listen to believe, you listen as a celebration of the truth you now live. There comes a moment when you must stop looking for signs and start knowing who you are. The ones who manifest the life they desire are not endlessly searching for confirmation. They are not waiting for numbers in the sky or words from strangers to give them permission to believe. They have stopped looking and they have started knowing. That quiet, powerful knowing is the difference between those who watch and those who receive. To look is to place your power outside yourself. It is to say, I will believe when I see. But that is not how this reality responds. It is not those who wait for evidence who are rewarded. It is those who become the evidence, those who walk forward in full faith, not needing the world to agree with them. They are not reacting to life, they are deciding it. You must understand this deeply. You are not a beggar in this world. You are not here to plead for signs or clues. You are the source. You are the declaration. And when you shift from hoping to knowing, your entire world begins to reflect that shift. Begging creates more reasons to beg. Declaring creates movement. Knowing creates miracles. The world responds not to your desire, but to your conviction. It listens not to your words, but to the energy behind them. A whispered truth believed with full faith has more power than 1,000 shouted affirmations filled with doubt. When you know, truly know, that what you seek is already yours, you stop reaching and start receiving. This is the great reversal. Stop looking out there and turn within. The sign you're waiting for is not a billboard or a coincidence, it is a feeling, a certainty, a quiet inner yes that says, I already have it. The moment you feel that, you need no proof. And because you need no proof, proof comes. People who manifest effortlessly aren't special. They're not luckier or more deserving. They've just chosen to live from a state of knowing rather than questioning. They've learned that doubt delays, that need repels, that chasing pushes away. And so they stopped chasing. They stopped looking. They stood still, declared the end, and trusted the unfolding. To declare is not to demand, it is to assume with confidence. It is to say, this is who I am. This is what I've chosen. This is already mine. There is no begging in that energy. There is no strain, no force, just power. The power of alignment, the power of presence, the power of inner authority. And make no mistake, when you embody this knowing, the world begins to mirror it, not because you forced it to, but because the law is simple. What you know yourself to be, you become. When you carry the vibration of the person who already has the thing cannot help but show up, not to prove itself to you, but because you've made it inevitable. So stop looking. Stop asking for reassurance. Stop hoping for a sign. You don't need more signs. You need more stillness, more trust, more conviction. And that begins within you. Go to the end, see it done, feel it is yours, and then don't come back to the old you who doubts. Stay there. Live from that place. Let the world catch up. Let it rearrange. It always does. This is the sacred shift. From seeker to creator, from beggar to master, from one who watches to one who knows. And once you know, truly know, you will never need to look again, because the reality will come looking for you. Now that you've heard the truth repeated, let it settle in your being, not just as words, but as a new inner law. You are no longer waiting, hoping, or seeking. You are knowing, you are being. The winning energy is not in the future, it is here, now, within you. The moment you align with it emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, you unlock the unseen realm, where everything you desire already exists. There is nothing outside of you to chase. The winning numbers, the wealth, the life, it is already yours. Your task is not to get, but to accept, not to force, but to feel. You are the magnet, you are the power, you are the creator. Thank you. Thank you for allowing this message to reach you. It did not find you by chance. It found you because you were ready. Ready to stop trying. Ready to start knowing. May you return to this truth as often as needed, until it becomes the only truth you live by. Now go, not to search, but to receive. It is already done.